Omodarosa, Daosa, Shaman SCCI, Daosa, Shaman SCCI.
Hello.
Chairman, SCCI, we see the Chairman, SCCI.
Thank you so much, Nigerian Navy Band. Good morning, our most esteemed guests, foreign delegates, dignitaries, business leaders, trade delegations, exhibitors, traditional and community leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please, we are starting now. Let's find our seats. We have in our midst His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who is being represented this morning by the Honorable Minister of State for Industry, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator John Owan Eno. So kindly settle down. Let's reduce the activity in front so that we can start in earnest. Please, let's find our seats. Let's settle down so that we can begin in earnest. Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Oluwayemisi Akingbola is my name, and it is with great honor and great joy that I stand before you this morning on behalf of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry to usher you into the opening ceremony of the Lagos International Trade Fair 2025. Today, we gather to celebrate old partnerships and pave the way for new ones in our shared vision for economic growth within Lagos, Nigeria, and the African continent as a whole. So kindly welcome the person seated next to you and say, welcome to LITI 2025. For the ECOWAS anthem, please. ECOWAS anthem, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you may have your seat. Thank you for your patience. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to recognize the opening ceremony of the 2025 Lagos International Trade Fair is a very pivotal moment for all of us, and we are deeply honored by the presence of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who is ably represented this morning by the Honorable Minister of State for Industry, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator John Owan Eno. A round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. You're very welcome, sir. Thank you so much for honoring us at the LCCI. Also, I'd like to recognize and warmly welcome the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idaosa, FCA. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the President of the LCCI. Thank you very much. I also like to recognize the presence of the Deputy President, LCCI, Engineer Leye Kukpoluyi. It's always lovely to see you, sir. In the same vein, I'd like to recognize the presence of the Deputy President, LCCI, Mr. Kunut Uvmoen, FFR. Thank you very much for clapping. Please, let's honor these people. I'd also like to represent all LCCI ESCO members present. I can see to my left the Chairman, Board of Trustees of the LCCI, Chief John Agbola Odeyemi, MFR, the Obashewa of Ile-Ife himself. Thank you so much for being here. I'd also like to recognize the presence of all BOT members present, all past LCCI presidents present, all LCCI council members present, and particularly, I want to recognize the presence of the Trade Promotion Board Chairman, Prince Abimbola Olashore, FCA. A round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. I'd also like to recognize all Trade Promotion Board members present and all honorary life vice presidents of the LCCI present. That said, ladies and gentlemen, we warmly recognize the presence of His Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Aliu Toure, who is represented by Honorable Dr. Kalilu Celia, the Commissioner, Economic Affairs and Agriculture. A round of applause for him. You're very welcome, sir. Thank you for being here. We have other dignitaries and invited guests that will be joining us in the course of this event this morning. But all in all, we are very delighted to have leaders of the organized private sector, captains of industries, heads of trade missions, ambassadors, high commissioners, members of the diplomatic corps, and representatives of international agencies. From the LCCI, I'd like to convey our heartfelt welcome to all our exhibitors, trade representatives, financial institutions, growth partners in innovation and enterprise. This year marks a golden milestone for the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, which clocked 50 in April 2025. I think that deserves a round of applause. 50 years of consistently standing as a symbol of regional cooperation, economic integration, and collective growth across Africa. And this year, we are particularly highlighting our partnership with ECOWAS as a promise that together we will continue to strengthen the bridges of commerce and trade that connects all our African nations and empowers our people. Finally, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all press members present here, members of the academia, traditional leaders, community leaders, friends of our beloved chamber. I would like to say that your presence adds a lot of prestige to this opening ceremony. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here. Thank you for being a part of our success story. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, please, with a resounding applause, make welcome for the welcome address the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA. Keep clapping till he gets here. That's the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, CFRO, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Trade for Industry, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator Owen Eno, the Secretary General of the AFCFTA, who has honored us with his presence today, His Excellency Wamkeli Mene, His Excellency Dr. Omar Aliu Toure, President of the ECOWAS Commission, ably represented by Dr. Kalilu Sylvia, Commissioner, Economic Affairs and Agriculture. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our past presidents at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce have earlier been recognized. The diplomatic community, most of the ECOWAS countries are here and ably represented by either our commissioner or the ambassadors or high commissioners. And we have a lot of other countries outside Africa that are here. We have Japan, we have China, and a couple of countries. Distinguished members of the diplomatic corps that we have not specifically mentioned, we are extremely grateful for your presence. This year, the 39th trade fair is particularly different from all previous trade fairs, because it is several events in one. It is the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS, and that event has brought the entire ECOWAS community, and we've been blessed to meet with a lot of them earlier today. And we also have had the support of AfroExim, who are the bone behind AFCFTA, who are also here. So we are really grateful that all of you were able to join us. It's my pleasure indeed to welcome you to the 39th edition. Again, the mission of our trade fair every year is to connect business and create value. So as we convene here today, we mark yet another remarkable milestone in our collective journey to foster economic cooperation, strengthen industry networks, enhance business connectivity within Nigeria, within Africa, and the rest of the world. Let me begin by expressing our sincere appreciation to the federal and state governments, particularly our host, Lagos, who have supported consistently the Lagos International Trade Fair for all the 39 years. The government's participation, the various government participation in the fair is a tangible demonstration of the commitment of governments not in Nigeria, but across the world, to empowering the private sector to produce for local consumption, export, and intra-Africa trade. The fair has also become a platform where state governments and the federal agencies showcase investment opportunities in their states and their impact programs. We are highly appreciative of the members of the press, whose unwavering commitment has played a crucial role in bringing this annual event to the forefront of national and international attention. Over the past 38 years, the media has been critical in amplifying our vision, communicating our goals, and portraying our achievements to the world. Your presence signals continued trust and collaboration. I particularly want to extend a special welcome to the high-level delegation from the ECOWAS Commission, led by its top officials, which has made a big difference, a very big difference to the fair this year. On behalf of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our esteemed sponsors, partners, and exhibitors who have consistently invested their time, their energy, and their resources in supporting this platform. Your sustained commitment to the fair is a testament to our shared vision of economic growth, value creation, and sustainable development. The Lagos International Trade Fair has blossomed over the years, thanks in large part to your contributions, and we are excited to strengthen these bonds further as we work towards mutual progress and prosperity. The 2025 edition of the fair will run from today to November 16. The period promises to showcase the best of Nigerian entrepreneurship and ingenuity, as well as the diversity and the richness of our global economic partnership that is displayed in the hall. We are partners from every continent on the planet are here in this hall, and you will get to see their stands when you go around the fairgrounds. The 2025 Lagos International Trade Fair leaps forward in scale, in design, and in diversity. This year, we proudly introduce a multi-exhibition model, multiple experiences in one grand location, allowing visitors to explore distinct sectors of opportunity within a single vibrant ecosystem. So we have several fairs within this fair. And for those of us who are going to spend some days here, we are going to journey from one part of the world to another part of the world, from one kind of experience to another kind of experience. So it's not just one fair, but a lot of fairs that we are putting together into the Lagos International Trade Fair. This fair also holds special significance in Nigeria, as it navigates an era of economic stabilization marked by improvements in key indicators, such as a decline in inflation, a rate cut in monetary policy rate, a stable exchange rate, and targeted policy reforms across several sectors. As an incubator of ideas and a catalyst for commerce, the Lagos International Trade Fair serves as a beacon of opportunity, providing enterprises with a platform to showcase resilience-driven solutions, explore synergies, and drive sustainable growth in Nigeria and the rest of the world. This year, we anticipate an increase in attendance, targeting about 500,000 visitors expected over the course of 10 days. With over 2,000 exhibitors from several countries across Africa and the rest of the world, we are committed to providing a dynamic platform that fosters business networking, explores new market opportunities, and encourages partnerships to generate value across the economy in Nigeria, in West Africa, in Africa, and the rest of the world. As we kick off this prestigious event, I encourage every participant to make the most of the opportunities to engage, to connect, and to create wealth. This year's trade fair will feature a range of specialized exhibitions and events. These will provide exhibitors with a tailored platform to reach their ideal audiences, whether they are children, families, tech enthusiasts, or international investors. So we have a very large children's fair, we have a tech fair, and there are other specialty product fairs, all within these 10 days. Our pre-fair survey provides an initial quantitative assessment of the economic contribution generated by the setup phase of the Lagos International Trade Fair. Preliminary data on boot construction reveal a direct injection of 250 million naira into the local economy and the employment of over 300,000 persons. This demonstrates a significant initial economic boost, highlighting the fair's role as a major catalyst for job creation and local expertise even before the official opening. The number of vendors and service suppliers that are involved just in putting the fair together is what we are talking about. The Tech Hub represents the forefront of our commitment to digital transformation. From telecommunications to software and ICT, the Hub showcases technopreneurs and innovators who are revolutionizing not just Nigeria, but Africa's digital landscape. The tech sector remains one of the fastest growing segments of the Nigerian economy, which is also now extending to other African countries. And we are thrilled to support these pioneers in pursuing technology-driven solutions that will propel our economy forward. For that reason, I want to particularly invite our young people and tech industry stakeholders to spend some time in the Tech Hub. The Africa Hall is one of our proudest accomplishments, providing a shared space where businesses from across the African continent can, and over the 9 to 10 years, actually forged partnerships, established trade networks, and accelerated intra-African trade. As a strategic platform aligned with the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, this hall serves as a gateway for new alliances that drive inclusive economic development across the continent. The Africa Export-Income Bank, Afrexim Bank, has been a pillar of support for the Africa Hall, which exemplifies their mission to create a unified and prosperous Africa. Our commitment to global connectivity shines broadly and clearly through our partnerships with international organizations. This year, we are excited to host over 100 exhibitors from China, represented by the United Asia International Exhibition Company, who will showcase products across multiple sectors, including auto parts, tools, and textiles. We are equally honored to host JETRO, the Japan External Trade Organization, which has confirmed over 100 Japanese companies, enhancing cultural and commercial diversity of the fair. We urge Nigerian businesses and entrepreneurs to seize the opportunity to network with these international exhibitors, initiate distribution deals, and foster trade agreements that will enhance their business value chains and diversify their product offerings. In our quest to offer more value to our exhibitors, we have provided free entry to all visitors across the 10 days of the fair since 2022. We have taken substantial measures to ensure that all attendees, exhibitors, and visitors alike enjoy a safe, welcoming, and vibrant atmosphere. Security arrangements have been reinforced to generate a smooth experience, allow guests to engage freely in the event, and explore the vast array of exhibitions, product showcases, and cultural displays on offer. As we move forward, I urge each of you, ladies and gentlemen, our partners, the media, our sponsors, and our esteemed guests to continue sharing the message of the Lagos International Trade Fair across your networks, helping to foster greater interest and excitement around this event. I sincerely thank the dedicated members of the Trade Promotion Board and the remarkable team behind the fair. Your creativity, your passion, and dedication have been invaluable in sustaining the legacy event of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the 2025 Lagos International Trade Fair. I see this year's trade fair igniting new ideas, creating lasting partnerships, and serving as a testament to the power of unity in pursuing economic transformation. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir. Keep clapping, please, ladies and gentlemen. That is the president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA. Thank you so much, sir, for that very warm welcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned earlier that I would still come up with a couple more recognitions. I'd like to quickly recognize, and I'd like to I crave your indulgence to please jam your hands together as I recognize the following people. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to recognize the Acting Regional Chief Operating Officer and Head of Mission at Afrexim Bank, Elian Thierry Mbogwe. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. All right, I'd also like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ambassador Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, who is verily ably represented by Ambassador Ferdinand Nwoye. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, sir, for being here this morning. All right, it's now time for us to take a goodwill message by the National President of NASIMA, Engineer Dr. Jani Ibrahim, FNSE, FAENG, MNI, OON, who is very powerfully represented here by our very own, former president of the LCCI. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with a resounding applause, make welcome Asiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON MFR, for the goodwill message by the National President of NASIMA. Please keep clapping. We are big on honor in this house. You're very welcome, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me start to acknowledge the role of God in this matter, that we're here today in peace, joy, and happiness to celebrate the 39th edition of our trade fair in Lagos. Having said that, acknowledging the owner of the universe, let me acknowledge my good friend and brother, our dear president of our great nation, the former governor of my state, Lagos, my brother, my friend, President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, very ably represented by the Honorable Minister of State for Industry, of the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade, and Investment, Senator John Owen Eno. You are welcome, sir. Can you please clap for my president, please? Thank you. Let me also acknowledge the SCCI president, who is our host here today, my good friend and brother, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA. Nice to be here, sir. Thank you. I should also acknowledge the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, who is also very well represented here by an ambassador. I didn't get the name, actually. You're welcome, sir. Thanks so much, sir. The chairman of the Board of Trustees of SCCI, Chief John Odeyemi, MFR FCA. Welcome you, sir. I must acknowledge my colleagues, past president of SCCI, who are here present in their good number. I also acknowledge ECOWAS leaders who are here, and also from Afro-Exim. There are many other distinct people who should be acknowledged. Incidentally, I was told of this role just last night by the president, who is now in China for exhibition. And just to be, I should please go in today to certify I was to be here on my own, in my own right, as a past president here. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are all acknowledged. From NASIMA, which you all know is the umbrella for all chambers in Nigeria. It is said that it covers all the chambers, bilateral, city, and other chambers that are in Nigeria. That's our role. That's NASIMA. Also noteworthy that NASIMA was formed by SCCI over 60 years ago. Clap more for that, please. So SCCI is the father and mother of NASIMA. And that's why SCCI is interested in what happens at NASIMA, so that we are not seen not to have mentored our babies very, very well. So I've come here today to stand for Engineer Jani Ibrahim, our OON, who is the current president of NASIMA. He has sent his best wishes, his very warm regards from China to us here. We will have wished to be here in person, like the former president was here last year in person, but due to the travel he had to make to China. We want to say thank you to SCCI for the last 39 years plus, because it was 86, they started counting district fair. SCCI had been doing this one way or another before then. But officially, we look at 1986 as the start of this trade fair, when federal government handed it over to SCCI. And you've been doing this very well every year, and it remains the biggest trade fair in Africa. And we are so proud. If you want to clap for SCCI, please. Thank you. The truth is that SCCI remains a major chamber of commerce in West Africa and Africa. It's the second oldest chamber in West Africa. This oldest chamber in West Africa, the second oldest in Africa. But the most vibrant chamber of commerce in Africa. That's why NASIMA is very keen to ensure that SCCI should continue the role they are playing in the commerce business in Nigeria. I want to also appeal to SCCI leaders. Please, let's continue to mentor all the other chambers coming behind us. They can't reinvent the wheel. We've been on since 1888. We've been there. And therefore, we have the experience, we have the pedigree to mentor other chambers coming up, so they can pick up the culture of SCCI. And from experience so far in Nigeria, SCCI remains the most well-managed chamber of commerce in Nigeria. Please clap for SCCI. I'm not saying this because I'm SCCI past president. I'm now NASIMA deputy president. So I've seen what is happening over the whole place. But I'm so proud of SCCI. SCCI should please continue with that culture of excellence, good governance, and good leadership that we have here. And let's send that over to all other chambers in Nigeria, so that the chamber movement in Nigeria can continue to be a major force to support government towards the $1 trillion ambition that we have for economy by the year 2030. Mr. Gabriel Dahosa, I wish you very well. I wish you can do another 1 year, but I know SCCI will not allow that, but you've done very, very well. But I'm very confident that my brother, Ejiakuko Lui, that I've worked with very closely, will do a lot better than what is on ground, because SCCI presidents do better than the people before them. And that's why we are growing every day. And on that note, I want to say a big thank you for the grace to be here, Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. A remark by the representative of NASIMA, Asiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON-MFR. Ladies and gentlemen, so far you have been a fantastic audience, and I'd like to encourage us to please continue. We're very big on honor in this house, and that means that we clap, we participate. I mean, why leave our houses if we're not going to participate, right? So ladies and gentlemen, please jam your hands together for yourselves. Now, you see the intensity of this clapping. That's the intensity of clapping I want for the rest of the event. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I still have a couple of recognitions to run. And on that note, I'd like to warmly recognize and welcome the Minister of Trade and Industry from the Republic of Sierra Leone, Honorable Alpha Ibrahim Sese. Thank you so much for being here, sir. You're very, very welcome. It's good to see you. In the same vein, I'd like to recognize the presence of the Secretary General, African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, Mr. Wamkele Mene. I hope I am pronouncing it correctly. Am I correct with the pronunciation of your name, sir? Thank you so much. All right. In the same vein, this particular recognition, I'm going to take it personal because that's where I'm from. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, I'm tempted to do this in my language. I think I'm going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together on my behalf for the representative of the Governor of Ondo State, Honorable Commissioner of Commerce, Industry and Cooperative, Pastor Bola Ademuagun Leobai Wajekbeo. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Thank you for coming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on very quickly, as we will be taking another remark by the Secretary General, African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, Mr. Wamkele Mene. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Keep clapping for him till he gets here, as he's coming to give a remark. Please keep clapping, don't get tired. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Madam Program Director. Senator John Ewon Sir, ably representing Ewon Eno, my apologies, Minister, ably representing His Excellency the President of the Republic, President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, the Commissioner representing the President, Commissioner of ECOWAS representing the President, my dear brother Minister Sese, who's chairperson of the ECOWAS Ministers of Trade, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, the leadership of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, business leaders that are here. It is truly a pleasure for the AFCFTA Secretariat to participate in this event and an honor to support this event. I want to congratulate you, President, for all of the hard work that has been channeled towards enabling the success of this event. And I want to commit once again the AFCFTA Secretariat to a partnership and a collaboration with the Lagos Chamber of Commerce. This is the third time that I am participating in the event of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industries, and we will continue that support and collaboration. As you know, the AFCFTA has been ratified by 50 countries in Africa as we speak, and that demonstrates a very, very strong political will, political commitment by our heads of states and the various governments across the African continent who have undertaken the obligations to eliminate intra-Africa barriers to trade, barriers to intra-Africa investment, which is very, very low, less than 4%. Through the AFCFTA, we have a very clear vision that our heads of states are articulating, and that vision is of an integrated market, creating a single market for our private sector, for our small, medium enterprises to expand, to scale, and to see returns on their investments and their innovation. For West Africa, this event is particularly important. The West African region and ECOWAS have been a driving force for integration, economic integration, for trade and entrepreneurship. And I want to congratulate ECOWAS for 50 years of progressive achievements in areas, particularly in areas that have been very difficult for other regions, such as movement, free movement of persons, seamless trade through borders. We believe that ECOWAS is a shining example for the kind of integration that our continent should strive towards. And so as we mark this Golden Jubilee, this forum invites us to be forward-looking, to consider opportunities that are presented by a single market, whether it is in the area of trade in goods or trade in services, or indeed the digital economy. The theme of this forum, from regional integration and trade facilitation to investment opportunities, inclusive partnerships, the creative economy, resonates with the mission of the AFCFTA. As we work towards the harmonization of our trade policy, of our customs policy and procedures, on advancing our objective on digitizing our trade and building value chains, we believe that working with the private sector, we can move much faster and achieve these objectives. Inclusivity of benefits of trade, inclusivity of opportunities must be at the center and must be our priority. That is why our heads of states adopted the protocol on women and youth in trade, so that the opportunities that we know exist, the opportunities that our SMEs that are led by women and young people can be translated beyond the national borders, beyond the regions, to the rest of the continent. The protocol on women and youth in trade is the first of its kind around the world. It enables us as Africans to transcend from emotional rhetoric about support for SMEs that are led by young people and women, to codifying these aspirations into legally binding obligations that eliminate barriers that confront women and young people as they seek to expand their businesses. The private sector is at the heart of the AFCFTA and its implementation. And that is why we are here today as the AFCFTA to lend support to the trade fair. I'm very excited by the announcement by the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industries that there is Africa House which is an exhibition that aligns the ambition of the private sector in Lagos with the continental AFCFTA and the opportunities that it shall present. And so we gather here in Lagos, the heartbeat of commercial Africa. I want to reaffirm our collective commitment to ECOWAS, to the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industries, and the private sector in general, that the AFCFTA will work with you to identify opportunities for market expansion, as I mentioned, particularly for SMEs. In this regard, we are already mobilizing our development finance partners, Afrexim Bank, who is represented here, the African Development Bank, Africa Finance Corporation, Africa 50, all our development finance institutions must be mobilized to deploy capital to support our private sector to take advantage of this market of 1.4 billion people with a combined GDP of 3.4 trillion United States dollars. And so, Your Excellencies, as I conclude, I want to wish you very, very good deliberations and exhibition over the next few days. I was told that there will be billions and billions of naira worth of deals that will be concluded here over the next few days. Unfortunately, I won't be here to witness that. However, I wish you all of the best over the next few days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for clapping. Thank you, Mr. Wamkele Mene, the Secretary General, AFCFTA Secretariat. Thank you for that remark. I'd like to quickly recognize the presence of the Governor of Enugu State, His Excellency Governor Peter Mba, who is ably represented by Dr. Sam Ogbu-Wombodo, a Commissioner of Ministry of Trade, Investment, and Industry. Thank you so much for being here today. It's lovely to see you. All right, we're moving on very quickly because we have quite a lot to cover this morning. And on that note, I'd like to bring up here for a goodwill message, Afrexim Bank Executive Vice President, Intra-African Trade Bank, Mrs. Kanayo Awani, who is represented and who will be represented this morning by Eliantheri Mbogwe, the Acting Regional Chief Operating Officer, Head of Mission, Anglophone West Africa, Afrexim Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for him as he takes the mic.
His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by Senator John Owan Eno, Minister of State for Industry at the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, His Excellency Wamkele Mene, Secretary General of AFCFTA Secretariat, His Excellency Dr. Omar Touré, President of ECOWAS Commission, ably represented here, His Excellency Ambassador Bianca Odumengun Ojukwu, Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Mr. Gabriel Idaosa, FCA, President and Chairman of Council of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished captains of industries, distinguished friends of the media, distinguished guests, esteemed exhibitors, ladies and gentlemen, it is a distinct honor and privilege to represent Afrexim Bank and to convey the good message on behalf of Mrs. Kanayo Awani, Executive Vice President of Intra-African Trade and Export Development of Afrexim Bank at this 39th edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair, West Africa and Ahead Africa, largest and most dynamic business exhibition. I am excited to join you in celebrating this vibrant spirit of enterprise and innovation that propels our continent forward. The theme of this year's fair embodies Afrexim Bank's mission to transform Africa from a continent of raw material exports into a vibrant hub of processing, manufacturing, and trading finished goods. Our strategy focuses on facilitating and financing entire value chains, promoting intra-African trade, and accelerating industrialization and export development within the continent. I commend the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry under the exceptional leadership of His Excellency President and Chairman of the Council, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, for their unwavering commitment to fostering trade and enterprise in Africa over several decades. Hosting an event of this magnitude each year is no small feat, and their consistent dedication reflects Lagos' vital role as the region's economic heartbeat. Afrexim Bank is proud to partner with the Chamber in advancing Africa's trade agenda. Your impressive presence in the Intra-African Trade Fair in Algiers this past September highlighted Lagos' reputation as a center of commerce and opportunity. We look forward to building on that momentum as Lagos prepares to host the 5th edition of ITF in 2027, bringing together businesses, investors, and innovators from across Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is widely recognized that regions that actively engage in trade achieve the highest levels of development. Yet, intra-African trade currently makes up less than 20% of the continental total trade. Changing this reality is not just an economic necessity. It is essential for our development. Through the trade fair and AFCFTA, we are breaking down barriers, strengthening supply chains, and boldly redefining the landscape of African trade. Ladies and gentlemen, the global economic environment remains volatile, shaped by geopolitical shifts, supply chain disruption, and rising protectionism. Yet, as our new president, Dr. George Elombi, reminded us during his recent investiture, Africa's story is one of resilience and reinvention. We possess the resources, human spirit, and creativity to chart our own path, ensuring that Africa's wealth works for its future. At Afrexim Bank, we view every challenge as an opportunity to innovate. Guided by our missions, we invest in the continent's trade and industrial transformation by creating tools that empower businesses, expand market access, and drive sustainable growth. Allow me to share a few examples. First, our partnership with the African Union and the AFCFTA Secretariat has established the Inter-African Trade Fair at the continent's premier marketplace for trade and investment. The recent fair in Algiers attracted over 112,000 participants from 132 countries, generating an impressive $48 billion deals. We eagerly anticipate bringing that same transformative energy to Lagos in 2027. Second, Afreximbank has successfully launched and operationalized several AFCFTA enabling platforms through our African Trade Gateway, including the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPS, which empowers African traders to settle transactions in local currency. In local currency, saving the continent over $5 billion each year in transfer costs and fostering inter-African trade. Complementary tools such as the Mansa platform for customer acquisition due diligence, anti-terrorism financing, anti-money laundering, Trader Club for market intelligence, ATEX for e-commerce, and Afreximbank Trade Link for supply chain finance and enhancing transparency, reducing costs, and connecting markets with remarkable efficiency. Third, through the African Collaborative Transit Guarantee Scheme, goods can now traverse more than 100 borders under a single bond, dramatically reducing transit time and cost while unleashing the flow of goods across the continent. Fourth, we are passionately committed to industrialization and value addition, a core theme of President Dr. George Ilombi's visionary strategy. Afreximbank's investment in industrial and special economic zones across nations like Benin, Togo, Gabon, Gambia, Nigeria, to name but a few, are transforming raw materials into finished goods, creating thousands of jobs, generating new export revenues. This initiative clearly demonstrates that when Africa processes its own product, it cultivates wealth, creates employment, and promotes inclusive growth. Fifth, we continue to elevate Africa's creative and cultural industry through CANEX, empowering young talents and ensuring the intellectual property rights of African creators that are protected are monetized. This work exemplifies our conviction that Africa's transformation will be fueled not only by natural resources, but also by human creativity and innovation. We are also strengthening digital infrastructure to enhance trade, efficiency, and financial inclusion. Our innovation-driven platform, from PAPS to ATG, are connecting markets, empowering small enterprises, and laying the groundwork for the digital economy of the future. As Dr. Ilombi eloquently expressed, Africa's future lies in value addition, in production, and in trade on our own terms. This is an inspiring vision we strive to realize every day. Ladies and gentlemen, Afreximbank's partnership with Nigeria and the wider Western African businesses communities is profound. Through our efforts in policy advocacy, trade facilitation, financing guarantees, advisory support will empower African entrepreneurs, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, to fully engage in both continental and global value chains. As we envision the future, we will remain dedicated to collaboration, innovation, and making a positive impact. Together, we can unlock the promise of the African Continental Free Trade Area, creating a unified African market that uplifts our people and reshapes global perception of our continent. In conclusion, I reaffirm Afreximbank's steadfast commitment to working hand in hand with the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, as well as all stakeholders gathered here to transform Lagos, Africa, and the Caribbean into beacons of industrialization, innovation, and trade excellence. I encourage each participant at this year's trade fair to seize the opportunity that lie ahead, connect with one another, and leverage the capability that Afreximbank provides to foster business growth. The future of Africa's trade depends on our collective ability to unite, share knowledge, support one another, and believe in the limitless potential of our continent. Thank you for your attention, your unwavering commitment to African trade, and the spirit of partnership that unites us. I wish you a successful, fruitful, and inspiring 39th Lagos International Trade Fair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that opening remark by the Afreximbank. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Aliantheri Mbogwe, a representative of the Afreximbank Executive Vice President. I'd like to quickly say before I proceed, I was once at an event in recent times where the PAP system was being spoken about. And I'd like to say that it still requires quite some publicity for people to have an understanding of how best it will work for their businesses, especially since we are trying to bridge trade gaps across Africa in terms of payment systems. All right, that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to recognize the presence of the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, who is being represented by Honorable Mrs. Folashade Kausarat Bada Ambrose. You're very welcome, sir. You're very welcome, ma. All right. I'd also like to, in the same vein, recognize the presence of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers, the former president of the ECOWAS Commission. A round of applause, please. The former UN Special Representative for West Africa and the Sahel, UNOWAS, and the current chair of the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme Task Force. Thank you very much. That said, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, I would like for us to welcome to this hall and, of course, to the stage, His Excellency, Mr. Idio Suzuki, the Ambassador of Japan to Nigeria, for his goodwill message. Please put your hands together for the Japanese Ambassador to Nigeria, His Excellency, Mr. Idio Suzuki, for his goodwill message. You're very welcome, sir.
I'm sorry. Thank you very much for having me this morning. I'm Hideo Suzuki, Ambassador of Japan to Nigeria. I start with acknowledging dignitaries. Her Excellency Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, represented by State Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator John Owan Eno, President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idaosa, President of ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Aliu Toure, Secretary General of AFCUFTA Secretariat, Mr. Wamukele Mene, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests. On behalf of my country, Japan, and the Diplomatic Corps members, I would like to begin by telling that it's a great honor to be invited to the opening ceremony of the Lagos International Trade Fair 2025. On behalf of the government and people of Japan, I would also like to extend my heartfelt congratulations on the successful opening of this remarkable event. First of all, I would like to pay my deep respect to the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry for its long-standing efforts. LCCI has been playing a central role in driving Nigeria's economic growth and promoting international business exchanges. Through this trade fair, countless enterprises have met and forged new partnerships. Japanese companies, too, have greatly benefited from the support and cooperation of LCCI in expanding their business presence here in Lagos. I wish to express my sincere appreciation for that continued support. Thank you very much. And this year again, Japan is proud to participate in the fair through the Japan Pavilion, organized by the Japan External Trade Organization, JETRO. A total of 39 companies from various sectors, including automobiles, food, electronics, and chemicals, are taking part. They are seeking to deepen collaboration with Nigeria's growing market and to build long-term partnerships for mutual prosperity. The economic relationship between Japan and Nigeria goes beyond trade. It extends to human resource development, technical cooperation, and the localization of manufacturing. The Nigerian government's policies of Made in Nigeria and investment promotion resonate closely with Japan's business values of quality, trust, and long-term partnership. Following the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD 9, held in August this year in Yokohama, interest in Africa or within Japan's business sector has been rising significantly. I strongly believe that now is a time for more Japanese companies to take a closer look at the Nigerian market, to visit the country in person, and to explore the wide range of business opportunities that Nigeria offers. With its abundant resources, talented people, and strong entrepreneurial spirit, Nigeria holds truly immense potential. I am very sure of it. At the same time, I would like to convey a message from the Japanese business community. Japanese companies tend to take time before making decisions on new ventures abroad. But once they commit, they are known for building enduring and reliable partnerships for many years. I therefore encourage the Nigerian government, together with us from Japan, to take bold initiatives to address the various challenges that Japanese businesses currently face, and to continue improving the business environment in this country for us all. Japan, through JICA, JETRO, and other institutions, has been contributing to Nigeria's sustainable development through capacity building, technology cooperation, and support for small and medium-sized enterprises. We remain committed to working hand in hand with Nigeria as partners who create together and grow together. Finally, I sincerely hope that this year's trade fair will further strengthen Nigeria's economic progress and promote even deeper collaboration with the international business community as a whole. Thank you very much for your attention.
That was His Excellency, Mr. Idio Suzuki, the Japanese ambassador to Nigeria. Thank you for that goodwill message. Okay, now it's time for something special. Let me clear my throat. Molo tererere o, baba wonu le balele la koki ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún gbáko. Maybe wọ́n léwúrẹ́ tó wọ́ létí o kágò àgbàgì orí àgùntàn bọ̀lọ́jọ́ tó wọ́ létí o kágò adẹ̀rùn àmútàfàlà. I know that you'll probably be waiting for me to continue that, but that's not my job description. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we bring up for some minutes of entertainment the cultural troupe. A round of applause for them, please.
member states, notably through the implementation of key instruments such as the ECOWAS Protocol on the free movement of persons, goods, and services, and the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, ETLC, ALS. The community has laid a solid foundation for enhancing intra-regional trade, investment, and cooperation. These legal and instrumental frameworks have contributed significantly to reducing barriers, stimulating cross-border commerce, and fostering a shared sense of belonging among the peoples of West Africa. Notwithstanding this laudable achievement, member states must not relent in their collective effort towards the total elimination of all forms of barriers to trade, investment, and mobility within the sub-region. This imperative becomes even more crucial as the community makes a decisive work. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria, as the largest economy in the sub-region and one of the founding members of ECOWAS, continues to play a pivotal role in driving the success and sustainability of the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme. Our nation's strategic position, vast market potential, and dynamic private sector makes it a natural engine for regional economic growth. However, the true effectiveness of this important integration instrument depends not only on sustained political commitment and policy alignment at the federal level, but also on the active participation of local entrepreneurs, particularly micro, small, and medium enterprises in regional trade. As part of Nigeria's ongoing effort to promote economic growth and strengthen intra-regional trade, deliberate initiatives have been undertaken to deepen awareness and participation in the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme. One of such initiatives is the regular sensitization and awareness programs organized to enlighten local manufacturers, trade and micro, small, and medium enterprises on the immense benefit and opportunities offered by the scheme. In furtherance of this commitment, on 28 October 2025, the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu-Ojukwu, presided over a sensitization program on ETLS held in Enugu State, representing the southeast geopolitical zone of the country. The event brought together over 550 participants from various sectors, including government agencies, the private sector, and civil society, to deliberate on strategies for enhancing Nigeria's active participation in regional trade. The initiative underscores Nigeria's resolve to ensure that the principles of economic integration translate into real and measurable benefit for its citizens. On this note, Nigeria will continue to be a committed partner to all initiatives and promote regional economic prosperity, sustainable peace and security, as well as stronger business-to-business partnerships among the peoples of the community. Once again, on behalf of the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu-Ojukwu, I have the honor to declare the program open, and I wish all participants fruitful, engaging, and impactful deliberations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that remark. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the remark delivered by Ambassador Ferdinand Nwoye on behalf of Our Excellency, the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu-Ojukwu. All right, moving on very quickly. It's now time for us to take the goodwill message by His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, who is powerfully, resplendently, beautifully represented by Honorable Mrs. Folashade Kausarat Bada Ambrose, the Honorable Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade, and Investment. A round of applause for her, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Good day. Thank you all very much. Delighted to be here. As always, this is home. Both representing Mr. Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, who would have really wanted to be here and sends his apologies. I'd like to acknowledge the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. One clap, everybody should be clapping. Ably represented by the Honorable Minister of State for Industry, the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, His Excellency Senator John Owan Eno, sir. The President, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idaosa, FCA, sir. Members of the diplomatic corps here present, particularly the Japan Ambassador to Nigeria, His Excellency Hideo Suzuki, sir. Representatives of the governors of Ondo and Enugu states, representatives of the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, represented by Ambassador Ferdinand Nwoye, Honorable Minister of Trade and Industry, Sierra Leone, Honorable Alpha Ibrahim Shesay, the Secretary General, AFTA Secretariat, Mr. Wamkele Mene, the President, ECOWAS Commission, Mr. Omar Alio Toure, ably represented by the Commissioner, Economic Affairs and Agriculture, Honorable Dr. Kalihu Silva. The National President of NASIMA, ably represented by esteemed Asiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, sir. The Executive Vice President, Afrexim Bank, Mrs. Kanayo Awani, ably represented by Mr. Alain Thierry Mbogwe. Captains of industry, distinguished guests, esteemed exhibitors, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to deliver the keynote address by Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, the Executive Governor of Lagos State. I am very happy to welcome you all, our local entrepreneurs, our partners from across Nigeria, and our esteemed visitors from every corner of the globe to this year's Lagos International Trade Fair on behalf of the government and people of our dear Lagos State. I extend a warm hand of friendship and opportunity to you. This annual gathering is far more than an exhibition. It is a marketplace of ideas, a theater of innovation, and a crucible for partnerships that will define the economic future of our state and our nation. The theme of the trade fair this year, Connecting Business, Creating Value, beautifully captures what Lagos State stands for, a dynamic hub where vision meets value and enterprise meets opportunity. As a pulse of Africa's current and commercial future, Lagos State is not just a mega city, it is a living economy. It is a microcosm of Africa's entrepreneurial spirit, a place where hard work meets innovation and where commerce thrives against all odds. Today, Lagos stands proudly as Africa's second largest city economy, with a gross domestic product of approximately almost $260 billion as of 2023. Our state contributes about 30% of Nigeria's GDP and generates over half of the nation's non-oil GDP. Thank you. These are not just statistics, they are a testament to the collective drive, collective creativity, collective resilience of our people and the private sector partners who power our economy every single day. When you invest in Lagos, you invest in a city of over 23 million dreamers and doers. You invest in a market that is young, tech-savvy, and forward-looking. You invest in a government that understands the power of enterprise and is committed to building the strongest enabling environment for businesses to thrive. As a government built to facilitate and enable business, our administration has been deliberate and consistent in strengthening the fundamentals of trade and commerce. We have built systems, not shortcuts. We have built institutions, not improvisations. We have simplified investment procedures through one-stop-shop business facilitation centers, strengthened land and trade documentation processes, and improved access to transparent data for investors. We have invested incredibly and significantly in infrastructure in roads, bridges, waterways, and rail networks, because we understand that the true arteries of trade are connectivity and movement. The ongoing expansion of the blue and red rail lines, the upgrades of key arterial roads, and the revitalization of our inland waterways are all designed to ease logistics, reduce transport costs, and improve the speed of business. Lagos is also expanding its industrial zones and clusters from the Lekki Free Zone to the Agbowa Timberville, the Ibeju-Lekki Industrial Corridor, and others to ensure that manufacturers, exporters, and service providers can operate in well-serviced, secure, and cost-efficient environments. These zones are fast becoming magnets for local and foreign investors alike. Yes, please, I applaud. Thank you. We are working in Lagos. As an administration with deep commitment to supporting MSMEs, cooperatives, and inclusive growth, our vision is not limited to large-scale investors alone. We know that micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, are the lifeblood of our economy, employing over 80% of Lagos workforce and driving innovation across sectors. Through the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, the Cooperative College, and several industry-specific schemes, we continue to provide structured credit, training, and mentorship to thousands of small firms and startups. Over 50,000 MSMEs have received direct financial support in the last 2 years. And many have grown into exporters, franchise owners, and major value chain players. We are also strengthening the cooperative movement as a tool for inclusive growth. Cooperatives empower communities to pool funds, share risk, and expand market access. With enhanced regulation and certification, we're ensuring that every cooperative operates transparently and sustainably, turning social trust into economic power. One of our administration's key priorities is innovative financing, which is creating new pathways for businesses to access funds for growth and facilitating market access. Our partnership with financial institutions such as the Bank of Industry and Sterling Bank has birthed the Lagos BOI Access to Finance for MSMEs through cooperatives. I'm happy to say under my ministry. She humbly says. The LASMECO program is a blended finance and cooperative-backed scheme along with other opportunities. I want to just harp on that a little bit because what we've been able to achieve here is actually a game changer. We work with a lot of business member organizations, and part of my role is to engage and understand what their key pain points are. And the two main top ones are energy and access to affordable finance. So what we were able to do was I engaged with the managing director for BOI and explained to him about the matched fund, which he has actually rolled out nationally. But when he came to Lagos, my team and I sat down and reviewed how we can just try and make sure it is impactful and actually meets the actual needs of the users. And so I went back to my boss, Mr. Governor, and explained to him, and what he then said was he's going to match that fund at 0%. And him being able to match, and when I say that, that's cumulatively, that's 10 billion naira. And not only that, it's non-collateralized. They will only be able to access it once they register as cooperatives. And we also gave them a 6-month moratorium. I think that deserves a big round of applause. 9%. Thank you. We're also working to deepen the reach of our trade facilitation efforts, which connects Lagos-based businesses to regional and international buyers. In September 2025, we not only built the capacity of 253 SMEs on export readiness for the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. I'm happy to say that 189 of those were women. We also, thank you, took 20 of those SMEs to the Intra-African Trade Fair, ITAF, in Algeria. And we partnered with Afrexim Bank and Impact Her to deliver that program. Because in my role, and again, that's under the Ministry of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, but the thinking really is I've attended so many incoming trade missions, and this is Lagos, where the economic nerve center, and my understanding of trade is it needs to be bilateral. So we actually took a number of those out. And these SMEs not only sold out, they connected, they gained visibility, and they're really experiencing increased patronage in their products. I'm also glad to let you know that Lagos has had a very impressive outing at that fair, backed by the federal government through our distinguished Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, MFR, and the Honorable Minister of Industry, Mr. Owen, as well, Eno. Through collaboration with export agencies, particularly our federal agencies, we are helping firms meet global standards, obtain certifications, and navigating international markets. So distinguished guests, trade and commerce thrive on efficiency, thrive on technology. That is why we're investing heavily also in digital infrastructure, from e-governance, electronic tax systems, to logistics, tracking, and digital marketplaces. The first phase of our 6,000-kilometer Lagos fiber optic project, comprising 3,000 kilometers, is nearing completion. And this will democratize data access and ensure MSMEs can deploy digital platforms to connect and trade regionally and globally. At the same time, we're already engaging the private sector, powering growth with blended energy solutions, solar, gas, and off-grid mini plants that reduce costs for industries and communities through the Lagos State, recently established, by the way, following the decentralization at the federal level and the passing at the Lagos State House of Assembly, the newly established Lagos State Electricity Regulatory Commission. Thank you. Stable, affordable power is not a luxury. It is the foundation of competitiveness, and we are determined to make it accessible here in Lagos. So as an administration, our economic philosophy is simple. Confidence creates capital. That is why this government, through the Themes Plus agenda and the Lagos State Development Plan 2020, LSDP2052.com, remains firmly committed to transparency, fairness, and predictability in policy. We engage constantly with the private sector through Mr. Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu's Lagos State Corporate Assembly. We also hold the Lagos Invest Summit and stakeholder roundtables and trade consultations. So I stand here and say that not only do we listen, we adjust, we act, because progress is a shared responsibility. As one of the dependable platforms for partnership, the Lagos State International Trade Fair, organized by the Lagos State Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, is not just a gateway to opportunity. This trade fair stands as one of the most credible trading platforms on the continent, where it meets producers. Please give them a round of applause. Where it meets distributors, where innovation meets investment, and where vision meets validation. Each year, new partnerships are born, partnerships that lead to new factories, export deals, and job opportunities. This is the power of connection. This is the value of Lagos. And to our exhibitors and visitors, Lagos is open. Engage, connect, explore, and build. Wherever you are, whether you're in Ghana, Germany, Japan, or Jos, know that Lagos State is your home for commerce. As we pursue growth, we remain focused on inclusion, on ensuring that women, youth, and small business owners are not left behind. We have adopted a human face to prosperity, and our gender-responsive and youth-oriented business support programs are designed to ensure that every Lagosian, regardless of your background, has a fair chance to contribute and benefit from our prosperity. Therefore, let this fair be more than an exhibition. Let it be a launchpad for enterprise, a network for trade, and a commitment to shared prosperity. Let it remind us that the true value of Lagos is not just in its ports, or its infrastructure, or its GDP, but in the boundless creativity of its people and their readiness to build, innovate, and lead. To our partners across Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Americas, Lagos welcomes you. Invest here, produce here, trade here, manufacture here. The world's next growth chapter will be written in cities, mega cities like Lagos, that is fast, connected, youthful, and resilient. So as I declare open the 2025 Lagos International Trade Fair, let us reaffirm our collective belief in trade as a bridge to progress, a pathway to peace. Lagos is ready to connect. Lagos is ready to compete. Lagos is ready to create value for Africa and for the world. I wish every participant fruitful engagement, productive partnerships, and successful deals. Welcome to Lagos, where business meets opportunity and where opportunity never sleeps. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. God bless LCCI. God bless Lagos State. And God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu.
Please don't stop clapping. Don't stop clapping. Do not stop clapping. That was a powerful welcome address delivered by the Honorable Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment on behalf of His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Honorable Mrs. Folashade Kausarat Bada Ambrose. A round of applause for her one more time, please. Thank you very much. All right. Now, we'll be moving on to the next stop for today's event, and that would be a keynote address by His Excellency. Okay, let's just give the governor a couple of minutes. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, we have a keynote address by His Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Aliu Toure, who is represented by Honorable Dr. Kalilu Celia, the Commissioner for Economic Affairs and Agriculture. A round of applause as he takes the stage for his keynote address.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. His Excellency, President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, His Excellency the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumuko Oduwole. I think the pronunciation is good. His Excellency Honorable Minister of State, Foreign Affairs, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ambassador Bianca Odumeku Ojukwu, His Excellency ECOWAS Chairman of Trade, Minister of Council, Honorable Alpha Cisse, Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, His Excellency Wankele Mene, my brother, His Excellency Mohamed Chambas, former President of the ECOWAS Commission, my former boss, you are welcome, sir. His Excellency ECOWAS countries ambassadors based in Abuja, you are welcome, sir. Executive Vice President, Afrexim Bank, Intra-African Trade Bank, Mrs. Kanao Awani, represented by his representative, the President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idaosa, FCA, FEWAC President, Mr. Toure, Farmer Toure, estimate partners from the United States Agency, the European Union, and its member state, the African Development Bank, JA Oil Company, and others, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all, and welcome to Lagos. On behalf of the President of the ECOWAS Commission, His Excellency Omar Aliu Toure, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this 30th Lagos International Trade Fair, and also the ECOWAS Trade and Investment Forum and Exhibition 2025, taking place in the beautiful city of Lagos, the birthplace of ECOWAS community of West African states. Let me start by extending my deepness appreciation to the government and people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to their warm hospitality and continued leadership in advancing regional integration, as well as hosting key institutions of the community. I eagerly commend the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry for their partnership in organizing this exhibition, to the Lagos International Trade Fair. My gratitude also extends to our partners, the United States Agency, the European Union, the African Development Bank, JIOL, etc., etc. Thank you very much for everyone. Okay, at this stage, everything have been said. I would like to give four messages from ECOWAS. The first message, in 2100, 4 countries in the world will be, 4 countries in the world, indeed African country, will be in the top 15 in the countries we have the highest GDP in the world. 4 will be African. But to navigate to this end, we need integration. Integration is important, that is the second message, because the world in the turbulence. We never have this kind of a turbulence in the world. World in the turbulence because we did not have the same train of growth we have before COVID. So we're still in the turbulence, and the protection is raising the world. We should note that 80% of the new tariff barrier are created in the world. 80%. That means that the world is protecting. The countries are protecting themselves. And in this situation, integration is the key. The regional integration is the key because it's a kind of field of training for our industry, our private sector, to go to the global world. Regional integration is important. The continental one also had to make a joint development of the two to mitigate what the turbulence we have in the world. The third message, integration is important. We have a tool, ECOWAS Commission. With this, a lot of, there is, at the 50, we have some achievement. We do have some challenges. But as West Africans, we are very proud to go to the airport without notice, to take a plane, and to go to 15 countries without any other thing. This is an achievement, a major one, a major achievement. Thank you very much. A second one, we still have challenges, but Nigerians can go to Cote d'Ivoire, to Ghana, to Senegal, and sell their goods. And on this perspective, I would like to recognize the role of all the ECOWAS member states, the head of state, the ministers, and also we set up what we call a task force. Dr. Chambers, I have a pleasure to chair this task force. I would like you to applaud him for the recent achievement you have. We can tell you that right now we succeed to connect customs of Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ghana. And in the free zone, continental free zone area, we will be able to send the certificate of origin through this system. It's a major achievement, but we need to work again on this. This is the third message. The fourth message is for Nigeria. Between the 4 countries, we will lead the world. We will have the highest GDP in the world. Nigeria will be at the 4th place. This is a huge achievement. But we need to work together to achieve this, and we need also in all the countries, all the ECOWAS countries can count on Nigeria leadership to move forward. The big bro, as I told to the other country, to move forward faster and faster. And I'm happy that Lagos State have initiated this, fair. It's the tools. It's a useful tools to deepen integration and to, overcome some obstacles you have in our countries. Thank you for Lagos State Governor for this excellent initiative. I will just finish my speech here because it's 4 messages, that more important messages, West African, in the next 50 years, we will be between the leaders of the world. Are you ready to lead the world? That is your question, and I'm sure you are, and the fair is one of the tools to go towards this objective. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I will, again, God bless Nigeria and God bless West Africa. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, sir. Keep clapping for him, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you'd agree with me that we've had a good run, yes? Yes? Can I get some response? You would agree with me that we've had a good run so far, yes? Thank you so much. After that powerful keynote address by His Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, represented by Honorable Dr. Kalilu Celia, it's now time for us to move and have the major keynote address of today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to implore you to please rise to your feet. As I'll be bringing up stage, please rise to your feet. As I'll be bringing up stage for his keynote address, His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Honorable Minister of State for Industry. Keep clapping, please, ladies and gentlemen. The Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator John Owan Eno. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, sir.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, very ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Folashade Bada Ambrose. The representatives of His Excellency, the governors of Enugu and Ondo states present here, the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by Ambassador Ferdinand Nwoye, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Industry of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Honorable Alpha Ibrahim Sase, the President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, the Secretary General, African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, Mr. Wamkele Mene, the President, ECOWAS Commission, Mr. Omar Toure, ably represented by the Commissioner, Economic Affairs and Agriculture, Honorable Dr. Kalilu Celia, the Director and UNIDO Country Representative, Ambassador Philbert Johnson, the National President of NASIMA, ably represented by Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, the Executive Vice President, Intra-African Trade Bank, Afrexim Bank, Mrs. Kanayo Awani, ably represented by Mr. Adlene Terry Mbagwe, captains of industry, members of the diplomatic corps, esteemed exhibitors, distinguished guests, press, ladies and gentlemen. I I stand before you to represent Mr. President, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. And on a personal note, I'd like to say that, sitting here from the very beginning, I've listened to very inspiring speeches. I'm glad to be back in Lagos. Somebody somewhere said the growth of Africa is going to be fired by the kind of growth that takes place in Africa's major cities. When I attended again to represent the president, an event that was also organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Lagos International Business Conference and Expo, and that took place a few weeks after the NBA conference that held in Enugu had been declared. I made mention that Mr. Julius Malema had said at that conference that the future of Africa lies in Johannesburg, lies in Lagos, lies in most of African cities. And I think I was mentioning to the president of LCCI that the testament to the vibrancy and to the strength of the Lagos International Trade Fair can best be appreciated, when you know that this trade fair has at least 3 declarants. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs declared it open, the Lagos State Governor declared it open, and now Mr. President is doing the final declaration. And also, I'll go straight on to read Mr. President's speech. Distinguished captains of industry, members of the diplomatic corps, innovators, entrepreneurs, exhibitors across Nigeria, across Africa and the world. It is with renewed optimism that I declare open the 2025 Lagos International Trade Fair. For decades, this fair has stood as a symbol of Nigerian enterprise, of Nigerian creativity, of Nigerian resilience, and of an unyielding belief in possibility. Today, as I look across this garden of visionary minds, manufacturers, farmers, digital creators, investors, and small business owners, I see not just a marketplace, but the very engine room of our nation's future. This year's fair comes at an extraordinary moment. The global economy is recalibrating, and supply chains are being reimagined. Nations that act with courage and clarity will define the next decade. Under the Renewed Hope agenda, we are moving purposefully from potential to productivity, rebuilding the fundamentals of our economy, deepening investor confidence, and championing local industry, innovation, and trade. Over the past 2 years, we have taken deliberate, sometimes difficult but necessary steps. 1, fuel subsidy removal and foreign exchange unification to restore transparency, to rebuild investor trust, and place Nigeria on a sustainable fiscal path. 2, Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council (PEBEC) reforms, which have reduced business registration timelines, digitized port operations, and simplified regulatory procedures. 3, $5 billion in new manufacturing, fintech, and energy investments attracted through policy clarity and through store engagement. 4, Nigeria Startup Act implementation, empowering our young innovators, creative entrepreneurs, and digital exporters. 5, expansion of special agro-industrial processing zones, SAPZs, where farm produce is turned into finished goods in Kano, in Ogun, in Kaduna, in Calabar, and others, ensuring agriculture becomes industry, not subsistence. We acknowledge the challenges, but we refuse to be defined by those challenges. Yes, our nation faces difficult realities. Inflation continues to strain households and businesses, even though the increase in the cost of goods is now getting slower, much slower. Energy supply is improving, but not where it needs to be. Security in certain parts of the country demands unwavering vigilance and action. But let me be clear. Challenges do not define the Nigerian story. Our response to those challenges does. I pay special tribute to the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry for its stewardship of this fair for over 6 decades, and to the government and to the people of Lagos State, whose infrastructure and innovation continue to make this city the commercial heartbeat of Africa. To the private sector, large and small, you remain the backbone of this economy. You create over 90% of jobs, you power global exports, you continue to invest, you continue to innovate, and you continue to employ even when conditions are harsh. The African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, is the most ambitious economic project in modern Africa, creating a market of 1.4 billion people and a combined GDP of over $3.4 trillion. Nigeria must not only participate in it, we must lead it. This fair provides the partnerships, provides the conversations, and provides the networks that will take Nigerian products, farm textiles to technology, cocoa to creative arts, to every corner of the continent and even beyond. To our local and international investors, we are restructuring to ensure stable policies instead of sudden reversals. Contracts that are honored, not revisited. Transparent incentives for manufacturers, for exporters, and for SMEs. Digitized ports, one-stop shops of business permits, smarter taxation, and faster dispute resolution. Nigeria is not just a market of over 200 million people. We're a nation of ideas, of youthful brilliance, and of limitless potentials waiting to be scaled up. Let this not only be a fair of products, but a fair of possibilities. Not only a trade exhibition, but a platform for partnerships, for innovation, for collaboration, and for industrial rebirth. As you network, as you trade, and as you showcase your work, remember this. Every product made in Nigeria is a statement of confidence. And every made in Nigeria product and service that you buy is also a statement of the economic possibilities that lie in our country. It will provide jobs. It will reduce how much we spend on FX. It's also a patriotic duty. Every partnership formed here is a step toward shared prosperity. So today, with conviction in our hearts and a firm belief in the promise of our future, I declare the 2025 Lagos International Trade Fair open. May it inspire new ventures, may it ignite new collaborations, and may it strengthen our shared resolve to build a Nigeria that trades, that competes, and that manufactures and thrives. Thank you, God bless you all, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please have your seats because we want to move quickly into plaque presentations. I'd like to bring up the President of the LCCI, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa. Please have your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the honor. Now, at this point, I'd like for this middle screen to be turned off because we'll be taking photographs as well as presenting the plaque. So please turn off the middle screen. Thank you very much. All right. All right, please, would also like to have off stage His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, for plaque presentation and photos. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time where that clap you promised me would be useful. Thank you. Would also be presenting a plaque to the representative of Afrexim Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Aliantheri Monogwe, who will be taking this plaque on behalf of the Afrexim Bank Executive Vice President. Very quickly, also in the same vein, please put your hands together for Honorable Dr. Kalilu Celia, the Commissioner for Economic Affairs, Agriculture, representing His Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission. He's over there. Cameraman, please hold on for a second. Yeah. No, they're doing. All right, the arrangement for the photos, please. For the next batch of photographs, so she has her own apart from governor's own. Ah, okay. Okay. Mr. Sunday, the commissioner has hers apart from the commissioner has hers apart from the governor's own. Bring this one. Thank you so much. The next batch of photographs, please, I'd like to implore the president of the LCCI to stay behind. And Also, please put your hands together for Mr. Wamleke Mene as he comes up here. Mr. Wamleke Mene is the representative of, he's the Secretary General of the AFCFTA Secretariat. In the same vein, can I please have up here the representatives of the President of NASIMA, our own Ashiwaju Dr. Michael Olawa Cole. Can I also have up here Ambassador Ferdinand Nwoye, the representative of the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs? He's on his way. He's here. No, this is this batch. Okay, this complete. Yes. All right, the next order of photographs that we'll be taking, I'll still like for the president of the LCCI to remain on stage while the Japanese ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Hideo Suzuki. Yes. Yes. Mr. Hideo Suzuki, the Japanese ambassador to Nigeria. All right. I'd also like to have up here Honorable Alpha Ibrahim Sese, the Minister of Trade and Industry from the Republic of Sierra Leone. I'd also like to bring up here the Governor of Lagos State, as well as the representative of the Governor of Ondo State, as well as the representative of the Governor of Enugu State. For this next round of photos, can I please have the representative of the Governor of Ondo State, Honorable Commissioner of Commerce, Industry and Cooperative, Pastor Bola Ademuagun. Can I also have here the representative of Enugu State Governor, Dr. Sam Ogunwobodo. Thank you, sir. Mr. President, please stay. Please, I would like to bring up stage the Deputy President of the LCCI. I'd like to bring the Deputy President of the LCCI, Engineer Leia Kukbolui, as well as Mr. Kunut Uvmoen, MFR. Can I also have the Chairman Board of Trustees, SCCI, Chief John Agbola Odeyemi, MFR. I'd also like to have the past president of the LCCI, Ashiwaju Dr. Olawale Michael. Then can I have all past presidents of the LCCI, as well as members of the Board of Trustees, LCCI. I'll take that list again. The BOT chairman, LCCI, past presidents, LCCI, BOT members, LCCI.
Ademuagu, ma bajao, ma babinu, ma bajao, ma babinu, ọ̀nà lọ́rùn bá tí ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ o ètú bá jà o. ọ̀nà lọ́rùn bá tí ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ o ètú bá jà o. má bá jà má bá bínú má bá jà o má bá bínú ọ̀nà lọ́rùn bá tí ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ o ètú bá jà o.
All right, can I have to join this group the wife of the president of the LCCI, Mrs. Idaosa? Please come up, ma'am. I'd also like to have up here the chairman of the Trade Promotion Board, Prince Abimbola Olasore, FCA, and all Trade Promotion Board members present. Please come up for these next group photographs. All Trade Promotion Board members, please come up for this next photograph. All right. Please, I would like the Trade Promotion Board chairman to stay, the president to stay, as I would bring up the deputy president again. Please indulge me. Engineer Leye Kukolui and Mr. Kunutu Moen, as well as all our sponsors, our esteemed sponsors. Please come up for this next photograph.
Ademuagun, Amalondo, Ademuagun, Mama Milondo, Onolorun bati ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ o ètú bá jà o. Onolorun bati ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ o ètú bá jà o. Má bá jà, má bá jà, má bá bínú, má bá jà yèyé. Má bá bínú rárá ọ̀nà lọ́rùn bá tí ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ o ètú bá jà o. ọ̀nà lọ́rùn bá tí ṣe tiẹ̀ o ètú bá jà o.
Thank you very much, Nigerian Navy Band. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's make our way back to our seats and settle down, because we still have one or two more items on the itinerary. Please, let's have our seats. Photographers, camera people, content creators, please, let's go have our seats. Let's have some decorum in the hall. Cameramen, okay, I'm going to introduce a fine. I'm going to count to 3. Any cameraman I see in front, I'm going to seize your camera. 1. You're not even scared of me. 2. Oh, okay. All right, cameramen, I guess I spoke too soon. I've just been informed that there is a picture that we left out, and that's with the team from Edo State government. Please, let's quickly take that picture. Thank you so much for Jimmy. God bless you.
Oye keruwa kondi, oye keruwa mo, anyim buruta, anyim buruta ye, umbakam,
All right. Nigerian Navy Band, thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, can we settle down, please? Cameramen. Please, can I have a member of the protocol team to please help me usher the cameramen off the front seat? Thank you. All right, because we have one or two things to do, please, can we settle down? I'd like to quickly recognize one person before we move on to the next thing. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I recognize the presence of the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, TBS Management Board, Ms. Lucia Shitu. It's lovely to see you always. Thank you so much for being here. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, please jam your hands together as I bring up here the Chairman of the Trade Promotion Board and Vice President, LCCI, Prince Abimbola Olashore, FCA, for his... Thank you so much, sir, for coming.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by Senator John Owan Eno, the Honorable Minister of State in the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, ably represented by Mrs. Folashade Bada Ambrose, the Commissioner for Commerce, Trade and Investment. We have the governors of Enugu and Ondo State, ably represented by their commissioners. The President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, the Deputy President of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Chairman Board of Trustees of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chief John Odeyemi, past Presidents of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Honorable Live Vice President. Let me also recognize the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, represented by Ambassador Owoye. We have the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Toure, ably represented by Dr. Celia, the Honorable Commissioner of Economic Affairs and Agriculture, the Secretary General of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, Mr. Weme, the National President of NASIMA, ably represented by our own Vice President Ashuaju Michael Olawale Cole, members of the Council of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, members of the Trade Promotion Board, exhibitors, partners, and sponsors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of the Trade Promotion Board of LCCI at the opening ceremony of the 39th Lagos International Trade Fair. Today indeed marks another defining chapter in the history of this great institution as we gather under the inspiring theme, Connecting Businesses, Creating Value. We are indeed reminded that every successful event is built on collaboration, commitment, and shared purpose. I would like to start by expressing my profound gratitude to our esteemed President and Chairman of the Council, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA, for his leadership and even from his so thoughtful opening address. Your words in that address have once again illuminated the path for all of us, affirming the Chamber's enduring role as a driver of economic growth, innovation, and enterprise. Your support and guidance has been instrumental to the continued success of this fair and the advancement of our trade promotion agenda. To the council members of LCCI, we extend our gratitude for your trust, your encouragement, and strategic guidance. Your dedication to the Chamber's ideals has consistently inspired excellence and innovation in all our endeavors. We do extend our sincere appreciation to the government of Nigeria and Lagos State, as we are ably represented here. And indeed, must really thank you for your collaboration and enabling policies that have promoted business growth and international trade. Your presence, again today, reflects a strong public-private partnership, one that remains vital to sustaining national development. We are indeed grateful to our development institutions and regulatory agencies whose partnership ensures that this fair remains compliant, accessible, and progressive. We are particularly appreciative of the support and participation of Afrexim Bank and the partnership that we have today with the ECOWAS Commission. Today, we are shaping a more competitive business environment for both local and foreign investors. We warmly appreciate members of the diplomatic corps and our international exhibitors who have traveled from across Africa, Asia, Europe, and Middle East to be with us. Your participation reflects and reaffirms that Lagos and Nigeria remains at the center of Africa's trade landscape. To our long-standing partners, we extend heartfelt thanks for your technical and promotional support. Your presence adds depth, diversity, and credibility to this global marketplace. Our sincere gratitude goes to our sponsors, corporate partners, and exhibitors, whose confidence, creativity, and commitment has given this fair its vibrancy. Each year, you bring life, innovation, and enterprise to the LITF brand. We specifically appreciate the Dangote Group, United Bank for Africa PLC, Leadway Assurance, Northwest Petroleum, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Money Point Microfinance Bank, MTN Momo, Flour Mills, Tolerance Group, and much more. Your collective efforts have made the Lagos International Trade Fair not only a showcase of goods and services, but also a dynamic forum for investment dialogue and business expansion. To our local entrepreneurs and SMEs, we say a big thank you for your courage and innovation. You remain the heartbeat of our economy, and the reason for this fair continues to thrive each year. We owe a special debt of gratitude to the media community, our partners, in visibility and public engagement. Your professional coverage continues to amplify the Chamber's voice, projects Nigeria's business potential, and sustains global interest in Lagos International Trade Fair. We also recognize the invaluable contributions of our security agencies, logistic partners, and in particular, the Lagos Island East Local Government Development Area. Your collaboration guarantees safety, orderliness, and hospitality for exhibitors and visitors. To my colleagues on the Trade Promotion Board and the LCCI Secretariat, your resilience, foresight, and teamwork is once again delivering a world-class exhibition experience. Each of you has worked tirelessly from planning to execution, ensuring that every detail reflects excellence. This year's fair in particular shows a deepened commitment to innovation and sustainability. Through our Tech Hub, the Africa Hub, and the new Green Pavilion, the Chamber has demonstrated foresight, aligning trade promotion with digital transformation, environmental responsibility, and inclusive growth. This year, we have a big slogan, multiple fairs in one location. And indeed, we have plenty of fairs. We have the Chinese with 5 distinct fairs. We have a children's corner. We have a tech hub. We have the Eco Chocolate Show. We have the International Printing and Packaging Fair, among so many other fairs that you see within our grounds here today. As we celebrate the opening of this remarkable fair, let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration and connection that defines this platform. Let us continue to explore partnerships that translate into tangible investments, employment opportunities, and economic transformation. The Lagos International Trade Fair remains a symbol of what is possible when government, business, and global community work together. On behalf of the Trade Promotion Board, I reaffirm our commitment to continuously improve this platform, making it more dynamic, more inclusive, and more impactful with every edition. Finally, to all our guests, your presence today is a vote of confidence in our shared mission to connect business and to indeed create value. We did thank you all for your support and encouragement. And I do wish you a very enjoyable period here for the next 10 days while you enjoy the Lagos International Trade Fair. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prince Abimbola Olashere, FCA, for that beautiful closing remarks. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you so much for what has been a very remarkable morning. On behalf of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I extend a very heartfelt appreciation to all our sponsors, every guest, every dignitary that is seated in this hall today. Thank you so much for making this opening ceremony truly special. My name is Oluwayemisi Akingbola, and I'm so very glad that you honored me enough to handle this event this morning. I'd like to inform you that immediately after now, we'll be going to tour the pavilions and cut the tape and declare the 2025 LITF open. And to do that, we'll have the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Sir, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, as well as His Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Ali Toure, as well as the President of the LCCI, members of the board, all LCCI ESCO members, and so on and so forth. Of course, oh my God, permit me, the governor of Lagos State is also going to be on that entourage, pardon me. Let's please rise up right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we take the Nigerian national anthem before we proceed to tour the pavilions. Nigerian Navy Band, over to you, please. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now go for the cutting of tape and declaring the 2025 Lagos International Trade Fair open, as well as the touring of the ECOWAS Pavilion. We are proceeding now. Band.
Hey, Mama mi Bola Dausa, Bola le mi Dausa, pretty baby.
Please, let's allow the president to exit the hall, and then we'll follow.
Aya Dausa, Bola le baby. Oye ka joyin baba, ka joyin Oluwa. Ajoyin Oluwa, oye ka joyin Oluwa, joyin Oluwa. Ajoyin Oluwa, òun lárúgbó ọjọ́, ajoyin Oluwa. Ọmọ wọn lóńdó ẹ̀gì ò lẹ́wọ̀n fún mi. Pretty mama yìí ló ṣe. Òrèké lẹ́wà yìí mo bẹ̀rọ̀ dẹ̀ lẹ́. Oya gangan Olúwa. Oya Jehovah. Oya Jehovah.